Hi, I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series entitled Blues Solos with Comping. In this series we go back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar accompaniment, otherwise known as comping. First I'm going to perform Blues Solo with Comping in the key of E number 7, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, today we're going to be breaking down Blues Solo with Comping in the key of E number 7. In this example, we go back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar accompaniment, otherwise known as comping. I've broken down this 12-bar example into 3 parts. So in each part we'll play a lick, we'll go to the comping, play another lick, and go to the comping. The primary scale that we'll be using in this exercise is the E major pentatonic scale with the inclusion of the major blue note. The major blue note is the flatted 3 of the E scale. So we'll be adding that extra passing tone. And for those of you who know the caged system, I'm going to be fingering this in the D pattern. So the D pattern looks like this. The root or octave pattern for E is located here. So those are the E's between the 2nd and 5th fret. So we'll be fingering in this area of the guitar the E major pentatonic with the inclusion of that flat 3. So the scale pattern looks like this. Now that we've had a look at the scale, let's go on to part 1. So we're going to start off the first lick with the root E, going up the scale. Now I'm going to use that passing tone. I could finger it here, over at the 5th fret, but I'm going to use the open string, take advantage of that. So, and I'm using all triplets here, so it's triplets, and then coming over to the 1st fret here, down the scale to the B, and then ending on the note E. So triplet, 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 ending on the E. And then I go over to the comping pattern. So the comping pattern is based on E7. I'm playing the low E note, and then I'm playing what looks like an A, although we're not really changing to an A chord. This is just movement around the A7th harmony. So I'm playing A, and then I'm playing an abbreviated E7th here, and I'm kind of doing a little trill with my index finger. So what I have in this voicing is the flatted 7, that's D, and then this is the 3rd, G sharp, and then here's the 5th, B. But I'm kind of hammering on from the open G to the G sharp, so I'm hearing a little bit of that minor 3rd in there. That gives it a nice bluesy sound. So the comping would be, so the first lick, into the 2nd lick. So we have triplets here, and I'm doing a bit of a slide. So I'm sliding into the 5th fret, and that's again that major blue note. This time I'm using the fingered version. It's a little easier to slide into that way. down the scale, and then a little slide into the 4th fret here, ending on the root E, and then back into the comping pattern. Let's hear that lick again. And let's put the first phrase together. On to part 2. So in part 2, we're headed toward the A7th chord. That's the 4 chord in our 12-bar blues. So I'm already kind of getting there a little early with this idea. It's kind of more of an A7th idea, kind of leading us into the change. So let's go ahead and hear part 2. So in the first lick, again, I'm kind of stating A7 a little early. I'm starting on the note G, which is part of an A7th chord. It's also the major blue note, that flat 3. And then I'm kind of just sliding in to the 2nd fret here on the B string. Notice I'm ending the phrase on the note G though, and that's part of our A7th chord. So at this point we've arrived at A7th, and I go over for the comping, which is the same comping pattern we did for E, it's just adjusted for A7th now. I'm playing the root open A, then I'm playing a quick D chord, which is just movement around A7th. We're not really changing to D. And then I have the same abbreviated voicing that I used before, which is the flatted 7, 3, and the 5 of A7th. Now I'm hammering on from this partial bar, so I'm catching a little bit of that minor third under the bar. It gives us some bluesiness. So we have. And at this point I'm kind of leading us now back to the E, because we're headed back to the 1 chord. So here's the lick. Notice I end on E, that's going to be the root of our E chord, and I go back to the comping. So I'm using this chromatic major blue note again here, and then coming down the scale, and using that blue note again, landing on the E. Let's put that together. Now, on to part 3. So that was part 3. And what we're going to do is start with a triplet sequence coming down the major pentatonic scale. And we're going to start on the 5th of the scale. That's because right here we're leading into the 5 chord, so I've chosen to start on the root of the 5 chord. So this is a basic triplet sequence. So notice I started and I ended on a B. There's the B and there's the B. And then I play the 5 chord, an open B7, and then I go to an A7th chord open, and then I'm back to my major pentatonic. I'm going to use that major blue note, and then coming down on the scale again with that major blue note. And then I go to a turnaround. Now this one is a little complicated, more so than some of the other ones I've used. What we have here, this is actually a first inversion E major triad. So you could use your pinky maybe with that fingering. I'm using my ring, it's more comfortable. But the important thing here is that you leave probably your index planted, because the E is going to stay the same. You move the other two notes down, and you're still going to leave the E in this next configuration, so everything moves down again, and then I'm ending up on the root and the third here of the E chord. And then I approach the 5 chord chromatically, and I'm kind of using an abbreviated B7th here, just 3 notes of like a basic open B7, but I'm just playing the low part of it. And then I'm ending on an open E 7th chord. Let's put that last phrase together. That's it for Blues Solo with Comping in the key of E number 7. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.